Let's bring in a member of the House of Representatives. He represents the people of Andoni Opobo-Nkoro Federal Constituency in Rivers State in the House of Reps. Honorable Awaji Abiante joins us from our Abuja studios. Honorable, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Yeah, it's my pleasure this morning.
I don't know whether to say congratulations. I don't know how to say, but we understand that you and some of your colleagues defected yesterday. That's some members of the House of Representatives from Rivers State. I think about 4 or 5 of you. I don't know the exact number. Now, this looks like a new wave of, literally defection is a new thing. So tell us exactly, because you were one of the very strong, or one of the strong supporters of Governor Fubara and a strong member of the People's Democratic Party. What changed for you, Honorable?
Yeah, thank you very much for this very wonderful opportunity to look at the issues. Yes, it is not a secret, it's a fact that myself, Honorable Awaji Abiante, my colleagues, Boma Goodhead, Honorable Merengwa, and Honorable Manuchim, we had moved, as of yesterday, officially and formally left our previous political parties to join the All Progressive Congress. For those who have been watching, it will not be difficult to understand why it happened. If you get by the issues around the political parties that we belong to, there have been several intractable challenges that has refused to resolve itself, or that are refused to be resolved by people who are members of that political party. At some point, you recall, there was an illegal attempt to suspend me from my very ward, a ward that I have contributed so much to, a ward that I knew who the ward leaders were, who the ward ESCO were. A certain persons just evolved from nowhere and went on air announcing that I have been suspended. Even when we went through the issues in court, they didn't have the courage to make things right, to apologize at least and see how we can reconcile. And don't also forget that we work with the governor of Rivers State, the one that has the mandate of the people of Rivers State. You had mentioned it in your introductions that we were, and we still are, major, strong believers and supporters of His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara, the governor of Rivers State. And as of today, he has also moved to the All Progressive Congress. And like the fisherman, which I have always been, there are certain fishing expeditions that you don't go alone. You need a full crew. So it is absolutely impossible to just allow our leader to walk alone. Just like those of you who believe in Liverpool, you say never walk alone. So we have come to give all the support, and it is not just because of us. Our people had met, agreed, and have mandated us to go give support to the man that they elected on behalf of Rivers people. That is exactly what we have done. And if you bring it back and down to my own locality, where I come from, my local government area, this is the only governor from 1999 that has commissioned a project, a major project in Andoni local government area. So I will be doing a great disservice to the people that elected me not to give him support. As we speak, he is also opening up the area, taking us through a road to the Atlantic beach. And there are several events that have been lined up. So it will be very, very huge disservice to my people and to myself to continue on the other side, not giving him support. So what we have done, what we did yesterday was to express the desires, the aspirations, and the convictions of the people of our various constituencies.
We've seen Governor Fubara's defection to the All Progressives Congress. And prior to that, we saw 17 Rivers lawmakers themselves defect. There are reports that 4 have also now defected to the All Progressives Congress. Will this now bring an era of stability in Rivers State, in relations between the State Assembly and the governor himself? And, you know, this is very critical to governance itself in Rivers State.
Well, it is our desire, it is our hope, it is our expectation that those who had attempted to rock the boat will see reasons and guarantee and also grant stability. Everybody has learned lessons from the events which took place. I was here in this studio and I also cautioned as well as advised my people that when 2 brothers fight to the point of death, that strangers would definitely take over their inheritance. They saw it happen. And I believe that they will be man enough. I believe they will be humble enough. I believe they will be very honest enough to understand that leadership positions such as this that we occupy is not for ourselves, it's for the benefit of the people that elected us. It's for the good of the entirety of Rivers State. And with this background, I want to trust that everybody would shape in and guarantee that all hands will be on deck to make a progressive Rivers State, a more developed Rivers State, an economically viable Rivers State. And we can only achieve that when there is stability in governance. So if anybody has any doubt, I want to appeal, I want to plead with them this morning that those doubts should be set aside and we work as a united family to advance the interests of Rivers State. That is the most important thing for us.
Honorable, I'd like to remind you of an interview you had at the first ECOWAS extraordinary session in Lagos. And I want to quote you word for word. Now, this is an interview you granted to the Pulse. You said, "We don't have to sugarcoat it. When you leave the party that sponsored you into office for another party, where there is no crisis, you lose your seat. No politics in it." And now you are referring to the PDP lawmakers in Rivers State who moved, the PDP lawmakers who had moved to APC then 2 years ago. But now you have done the same thing. So how are you different from the people you are criticizing?
Oh, good. Thank you very much. In that interview, you also looked at there were conditions if there are no issues. As we speak, I just told you that there was an attempt to suspend me from the party by a group of people that are not known to us at all. They were never members of the political party that I belonged to at that time. Neither were they members of the ESCO, but they attempted to snatch any ballot box. Nobody comes to snatch any result sheets. And right there, the votes are transmitted before you even get back to wherever you are coming from. It is very obvious that you have an idea of what has happened on the field, who are the likely winners, and all of it. So if we adapt and adopt a few of these and be honest with the processes, I'm sure that we would have reduced most of the challenges. Everything cannot be solved by the letters of an act. No. Our conduct should also promote what we expect as the outcomes ultimately.
And one of the things that the House of Reps is seeking to do with the Electoral Act is to criminalize the inducement of voters. I would like you to articulate the objectives of the lawmakers in this particular one, because some would run away with the idea that this could be self-serving rather than, you know, what's more important on all the other items proposed in the Electoral Act.
I think that very clause was quite contentious. I doubt if it actually passed through. It's a hard one for me. I have to be very honest with you. It's a very hard one. how do you stop? You call it vote buying or what? How do you stop it? You see, if the citizens determine to elect who they believe in, inducement or no inducement won't matter much. But what we try to do is to put enough safeguards so that ultimately we will be walking the path that will guarantee that anybody who is loved by his people, anybody who has the required credentials could actually offer services and not dependent on those who have very deep pockets. So if Nigerians appreciate these facts, they don't need to accept any inducement on their own. So it is not what any act, it's not what letters can actually cure. I'll be very frank with you. We need to look at our conduct, our psyche, our expectations, what we really believe in. Because if somebody comes and gives you money or induces you with material things, you go and vote and you don't believe in the ideologies of that person, it's just for that moment. And you will suffer the consequences for a very long time. So as Nigerians, I think we should build our integrity level to the point that we reject these things on its own, not because it is in any act or law. No, we should build our integrity level to the point that whatever you offer will not be consequential to influence our decisions in who would offer service.
But practically speaking, can politicians increase their integrity level up until the point that they don't offer at all?
Oh, nobody fell from heaven. We are all members of the society. You are also a politician. It depends on what you mean by politics.
I'm not a politician. I don't belong to any political party.
It depends on what you mean by politics. You are also a politician.
No, a politician is a member of a political party.
If you are endowed with the ability to manage your family, there's an element of politics. In choices is also politics. How you relate with your children, there's the element of politics in it. It depends on what you define as politics. So there shouldn't be a class of people who you call, oh, these are politicians. No. As you are today, you can rise to run election to govern your state, to represent your people.
So to my original question, Honorable, so would politicians, like yourself and others, increase their integrity level up until the point that they do not offer inducements?
If there is no demand, there will be no supply.
What does that mean? The people are actually the ones demanding for it.
If there is no demand, there will be no supply.
Are you saying that it's the voters that are demanding?
If there is no demand, there will be no supply. Obviously, if there is no demand, there will be no supply.
You know, this is the first time I'm seeing economics used in this sense. I mean, I see it used in the proper market sense, but come on, Honorable. This is obviously unlawful. Let's just call it what it is. So my question again is, would politicians increase their integrity up until the point that they do not supply? Let me use your term. They don't supply whether or not there is a demand.
I think the question should have been, will Nigerians, both the politicians like you have defined, the electorates and everybody, will Nigerians raise the integrity level to that point, not tagging a class of people?
You know, the point is that, the point my colleague is raising is that it looks like it's always a grand plan, it's always a budgeted situation for politicians to see how they can undermine the process, which is why sometimes you see a law clearly written, they want to turn it on its head. So that's why I see us pushing on this particular question about politicians making it a culture. And there is another indirect part as well, which is the weaponization of poverty, leaving people absolutely vulnerable because of incompetence of the people that are governing to be able to deliver the goods, or they call it the dividends of democracy in that sense. So does that bother you as a person and those of you in the political class?
You see, when you look at the situations, it's a lot deeper than what you are talking about. You see, over time, we have lost a hold on several sectors, several segments that should energize the economy. Because if the economy works, I do not see how there will be weaponization of poverty. While growing up, sir, I know that there are schools designated for technical and vocational studies. And people who graduated from those schools use their hands and earn for themselves what took them through life. Where are those schools today? Where are the artisans in this country today? Where are the middle-level manpower as we speak today? While growing up, sir, more people lived in the villages than in the city. So those who lived in the villages were more of fishermen. Areas where they have farms, they are more of farmers. Today, everybody wants to live in the city, including you and I. So were there things that a politician went and said, oh, everybody must live in the city? It didn't happen one day. So if we want to reduce the rate of poverty, we have to consider all of this. Guarantee that our educational system will be tweaked to the point that we can have our hands on. It is not just about university certificates. We guarantee that the farmers will be able to go to farm. We guarantee that the fishermen will also have a way to go and fish. So if this happens and people have their guaranteed means of livelihood, we would have solved a whole lot of our problems.
And so I wanted to follow up with that engagement over the inducement of, delegates, either at the primary level or, if you like, during election day in particular. I want to ask a specific question, Honorable. Who creates the market for this supply or for this demand, as the case may be?
Who creates the market? You see, it's a difficult thing to say who creates the market. I have run elections severally. I have gone through primaries, I've gone through general elections. And I do not think I have had enough money to stand somewhere and begin to give to those that will vote for me. It doesn't happen. So I can't speak from experience who creates the market and who doesn't create the market. What I'm saying is, if Nigerians are honest enough, overall, it won't even be an issue. Because there are cases where people have rejected inducements. They've turned them down. So if Nigerians are honest enough, elevate that honesty to the point where all of us would be on the same page.
So basically saying that this will not stop. That's just the conclusion of this matter, Honorable. You're saying this will not stop, right?
That's your word, not mine.
No, I said that when will politicians increase their integrity? You pushed it to the people.
No, it's your word, not mine. These are words, not mine. I said everybody has to increase their level of integrity to stop it.
All right, just to reiterate, the statement you made about those lawmakers losing their seats because they moved to the APC, you made it just about 9 months ago in March this year, right here in Lagos. And the division, which you say has been on since about 2+ years. I just wanted to put that in context yet again. But we have to thank you for your time, Jeffrey.
So if there was that division, like you are saying now, why did they recant that they didn't decamp? And why did the Supreme Court tell us that they did not move to another party?
Well, interesting days. But the final question for you: have we attained the final peace in Rivers State, from your understanding of what is playing out?
Oh, that is our wish, that is our desire, that is our expectations, and we believe that we have attained it.
Okay. Well, we'll continue to have these engagements as far as the policy is concerned, and we'll follow through. I forgot to ask you again, have the House of Representatives considered the part that has to do with litigation before inauguration of elected officials? Has it been considered yet? So that we don't have litigation after people have been inaugurated.
It's part of the amendment, sir.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure whether it's been considered and passed. That was supposed to be my question.
In the House of Representatives, yes, sir.
Oh, fantastic. All right, there we'll be speaking with the member representing Andoni Opobonkoro Federal Constituency, Honorable Awaji Abiante. Thank you, sir, and commiserations. I know you recorded a recent loss. Our thoughts are with you and your family.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Nigerians.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll switch gears to another part of the conversation. Please join us again.